Glauco does BJJ episode 13 and 14. Let's go. 14 is fresh right now because we just trained yesterday. So that's what I will talk about, just to have a recap and sort stuff. So, yesterday I'm still in Salento training, working, helping out the family. So in Tribe Lecce. And yesterday was a surprise promotion of a purple belt to brown belt. So Jacopo took the opportunity and made him sort of lead the class for like half of the duration of the class. And he has really cool takedowns. And so what we did was, first we did like a penetration step, go down between the legs of the opponent. I always do it with my left leg because my right knee currently is a little bit of a bitch. So that's what we did. Just a classic go down, single leg takedown. Or is it a double leg? Well, it's definitely the one where you with your own foot have to be in between his legs. You grab him like this and then you take him down. We did this. First we did the warm-up stuff. We did just escaping backwards, forwards, and I'm getting a little bit better on like the opposite escape where I'm on my back and I have to go towards my feet. So I'm very happy about that. And then after the short like warm-up and drill, we did this takedown I just talked about, and then he showed us like a reach around thing to go to the back, which is not traditionally a jujitsu technique. He does, I think, lotta libera, Greco Roman wrestling something, and he borrowed it from that technique and showed it to us. And Jacob was like, our sensei was like, you know, it's good that we, if something works in jiu-jitsu, we are allowed to borrow it and make it our own. So that's what we did. And that technique basically was, you shoot, you go down and you shoot, but your foot is not between his legs, which he's probably expecting, right? You have an alternative, which is when he's expecting you to shoot like that, you put the foot on his outside right foot, so not in between his feet, but like from my point of view on the left. And then you do a quick motion, you reach around his right leg. Basically, you go for an overhook, I think that's called. And then you spin around, you do a spinneroonie. We did it slowly, so we were allowed to post with our right hand on the mat, so that you spin around with centrifugal energy, power. You spin around, ending close to him, basically behind him on his right leg, head very close to his hip, and you grip his leg tightly. Knees are both on the floor and the feet, the toes are like this, not like that. And we did that. That was the second thing we did. And then the third thing we did was to change grips. So we do both overhooks on the legs like this. You grip him tightly, and just with you getting off of your hip, so you will basically do the takedown from that position, which is how he showed it, was from the point of view of the enemy, like diagonally. So you're behind him and you're almost like pushing this way. Jacopo showed it like to the side, and the guy, I forget his name, he showed it diagonally. Whatever the case may be, you shoot from grabbing him from behind, but it's almost like you're leaning with your weight first, and then you get off the seating position, and that will automatically make him fall. So that was really cool. Have never done that, so I actually smashed my right knee on the mat once because, you know, I'm not used to doing this stuff. So I just took it a little slower and off we went. So that was that. And then we did some positional sparring, and I love what they do at Tribleche, which is they have like a row of people who are in bottom, and then the other, like maybe 5 people, and then all the others are standing in line, and then each going to do some positional sparring. If you pass the guard, you get to be in bottom position. If you don't, you just stand in queue again. Yesterday was a little more special. The color belts were allowed to always stay in bottom, and the white belts only tried to pass the guard. And it was pretty much like an open guard kind of situation, and I love that. It's a lot of experience, and I'm starting to see a little bit more success with guard passing in general. I am realizing that the first thing that I need to be aware of is the grips. So they get to start with a grip, and for me, the first thing that I need to do is to establish my own grips, but more importantly, get rid of his grips, because otherwise it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and he sweeps me or gets into a better position. So that I am starting to realize. And the guys at Tribe are really kind, and while we did positional sparring, they showed me, listen, you can peel off the hand of me like this and do it like that. So there's no gatekeeping. It's very much a shared experience, which is really cool. I thought we were supposed to, use the sleeve with both hands and rip it out, but I think that's only in standing. So when they do that in the open guard, I am supposed to peel off his hand with his thumb, with my thumb like this, and then use the other hand to cup and go like that. Important. And I have been having some success in this positional sparring with doing, like, getting rid of the grips of the opponent, but also leaning my weight, keeping close to him. The more far away I am, the easier I get swept. So if I can just get in on his legs with a knee slide, I've been having some success with knee sliding, knee on belly, and then because I have long limbs, I try to go around his head and grab here, but on the other end. And I've actually think I passed the guard twice, but I mean, of course, I've been swept a million times. To me, it's not about how many times I got swept, but how I can learn. And I am there to learn. And the experience of being a white belt and getting humbled every week, for me personally, it's good. I like that, and it's important for me. So that was that. And then they did sparring, but I don't spar on Mondays. I want to recover properly, and maybe I'll spar on Friday. Also, there were like 25 people yesterday, so I did not spar. That was yesterday, which was episode 14. And episode 13 was last Friday. Jacopo, the sensei, unfortunately was not there. He was teaching in Milano, but Jack and Dani led the class, who are fresh brown belts. Both of them fucking units, 100 kilo each. But when they roll, they are so gentle. I mean, it's crazy. Like last Friday, I sparred twice, once with the blue belt and once with the Giacomo or Dani. I confuse them often. I had one of the best rolls with the brown belt. Just easy, light, methodical. He didn't need to do ego things. I loved it. With the blue belt, it was a different story. I felt personally he was using a little bit too much strength because, I'm a fucking white belt. I still have to think about, each move for 3 minutes. And, I don't know what he's gaining from using a lot of strength or speed, but in positional sparring, I did manage to pass his guard. Well, whatever. It's not a fucking competition, but these things, they rattle in my brain. But having said that, the blue belt did show me a cool little sweep when I'm being mounted. So when I'm being mounted, I can overhook his arm if he lets me, and then bridge and get into his close guard, which is a better position. So that he was really, really cool about. And that I'm going to memorize as well. As far as the other things go, from last Friday, it was like basic warm-ups, and then we did more back escapes, and I love that. So I think I did 2 or 3 classes with back escapes, 2 for sure. And if you repeat one simple thing, you actually can improve on it. And so that's what we did. And the back escape was cool. They suggest to keep the arms down like this. Online, I have seen this technique with like a baseball bat, but they suggest this. So that's what I did. And then it was, I just started to play around with my weight a little more when my back was taken. And then they escaped the legs by, well, if these are my legs, to go like this. So like my sleeping position, if I change and I go up with the knee, like very up, and then I can, escape with my legs and my hips. And that was last Friday. Mainly that was it. And the positional sparring was also that, the same thing, couple on the floor, and then the others are in queue, in line, and then that's what we did. So that was episode 13 and 14. Thank you for watching, although these videos are more for myself and just to memorize and process what I am learning. I am having a lot of fun at Tribleche, and the pace of the training, and maybe also because of the heat, is a lot slower, is a lot calmer. If Jacopo sees or senses anybody going too crazy, he will tell him that. And I think that's a huge thing. It takes anxiety from me, and I can train twice per week, which is great. In Switzerland, I'm dead after every training session. I have to wait like a whole week. Maybe the weather here has something to do with it as well. It's warmer, I'm a lot looser. I recover faster. I sleep better. I eat better. So I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. I'm also feeling like the gray hair is recessing, and I don't know. But anyways, that was episode 13 and 14. Catch you all in the next time. Peace.